series. My alien roommate accidentally saw me naked and then something happened. Word count. Approximately 800. Jason stood outside room 317, holding a small suitcase in one hand and a steaming cup of coffee in the other. His heart beat faster than usual. Today, he was getting a new roommate, but not just any roommate. An alien. Yes, you heard that right. An actual alien. Ever since Earth joined the Galactic Exchange Program, alien students had been allowed to study on human campuses. Most people were excited. Some were scared. Jason was somewhere in between. He took a deep breath and pushed the door open. His side of the room looked the same: messy bed, books on the floor, a laptop blinking on the desk. But the other side, ... It was different now. A strange glowing orb hovered above the second bed, slowly spinning. The air smelled sweet, like flowers and burning metal at the same time. And then he saw her. She stood by the window looking out, tall. Slim, glowing skin with soft blue patterns. Her eyes were large, deep purple, and filled with something Jason couldn't name: curiosity or danger. She turned around slowly and smiled. "Hello, I am Zira. I am your roommate." It was soft, but it echoed slightly, like two people speaking at once. Jason blinked. He forgot how to speak for a moment. Hey, I'm Jason." "Oh," he finally said, trying not to sound nervous. Zira walked toward him and reached out her hand. Her fingers were long and smooth. Her touch was cold, like ice and silk mixed together. "I have read about human customs," she said. "Shaking hands means greeting." Jason nodded, still a little stunned. "Yeah, that's right." For the next hour, they unpacked and talked a little. Zira didn't speak much about where she came from. She only said, "My planet is quiet. We live in energy, not in walls." Jason didn't understand, but he smiled politely. He noticed Zira didn't bring much with her, just a small bag and a strange device that floated in the air near her bed. That night, Jason lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. He couldn't sleep. He turned his head and looked at Zira's side. She wasn't sleeping. She was floating, eyes closed, with glowing lines moving across her arms. The floating device above her head pulsed slowly, like a heartbeat. Jason shivered. Was this really safe? But days passed and nothing bad happened. In fact, Zira was kind. She cleaned the room with her strange device that sucked in dust like magic. She never touched Jason's things. She listened when he spoke, really listened. But she was also strange. One day Jason caught her talking to her plant, and the plant moved. Another time she was staring into her mirror for hours. When Jason walked behind her, he saw nothing in the mirror, just a black screen. And sometimes she just disappeared. Jason decided not to ask questions. Maybe that was better. One evening, Jason returned early from class. The door was slightly open, he thought. Maybe Zira forgot to close it. "Pushed it gently, Zira," he called out. No answer. He stepped inside, expecting to find her asleep or studying, but instead saw her. She was standing in the center of the room, her back. To him, the glowing patterns on her skin were bright, moving like living light. Her body shimmered almost like glass and water mixed together, and she wasn't wearing her usual clothes. Jason froze. The room suddenly filled with energy. The air felt heavy. The floating device near her bed spun faster. Then Zira turned around and saw him. Her eyes went wide. "No, you must not see." Before she could finish, Jason's vision exploded with light. Everything went white. Jason opened his eyes slowly. His head hurt, like someone had hit him with a lightning bolt. He was lying on the floor, his heart racing. The lights in the room were flickering. He tried to remember what had just happened. Then it hit him. Zira. She was glowing. And then she was naked. Jason sat up quickly, breathing fast. What? ... What did I just see? Zira was standing on the other side of the room, fully dressed now. Her face was pale, well, paler than usual. Her purple eyes stared at him with fear, not anger. "You were not supposed to see that." she whispered. Jason rubbed his head. See what? What was that light? Why did everything go white? She didn't answer. She looked at her floating device, which was now making sharp beeping noises and flashing red. She touched it quickly, speaking in a language Jason couldn't understand. Zira, Jason said again. What's going on? What did I see? Zira looked at him slowly. It was not your fault, but you saw my core form. That is forbidden. Your core form? He repeated. Zira nodded. We are energy beings. Bodies are just a mask. When our core is exposed, it creates a powerful reaction. If a human sees it directly, she paused, it changes them. Jason blinked. Wait. Changes how? Zira didn't answer immediately. She looked nervous, like she was calculating a risk. You may start to feel strange things, she said. Dreams, voices, sensations. Your brain is now connected to my species' energy. Jason laughed nervously. Okay, wow. I think I hit my head too hard. This sounds like a sci-fi movie. But as he stood up, he stumbled. Jason. Zira moved toward him. I'm fine. Just dizzy, he said. But he wasn't. Something was wrong. The colors in the room looked brighter. He could hear something, a soft humming coming from nowhere. His skin felt warm, like tiny sparks were running under it. And when he looked at Zira, he could feel her emotions. She was afraid. Not of him, but of something else. Jason held the edge of the desk and looked at her. Tell me the truth. What happens now? Zira took a deep breath. Her voice was softer now. Now we wait. If the change is strong, others will sense it. They will come. Others. Jason repeated. Who are they? Zira walked to the window and looked up at the night sky. The stars outside blinked like little eyes watching them. My kind has enemies. Rules. What just happened between us is ... forbidden. If they learn what you saw, what you've become, they'll come to erase it. Jason stepped back. Erase ... me? Zira nodded slowly. You have been marked. It wasn't on purpose, but now everything changes. Jason sat down on his bed, trying to understand. Just one moment, one awkward, accidental moment, and now he was somehow part alien. He looked at his hands. They were shaking, and for a second, just 1 second, they glowed. Zira, he whispered. What's happening to me? Zira turned around. The connection has started. Your mind and body are syncing with the energy I carry. Jason looked up, fear and curiosity mixing in his chest. Can it be stopped? She shook, her head no. It has begun, and now we have to hide. From who? Jason asked again. Zira paused. Then she said one word. The Enforcer. Series. My alien roommate accidentally saw me naked and then something happened. Word count. Approximately 800. Jason didn't sleep that night. Not because he wasn't tired, but because every time he closed his eyes he saw things. Symbols, shapes, glowing patterns. Floating in the dark he could hear voices. Not speaking, not in words, but whispering feelings, like silent emotions brushing against his mind. They weren't human. At 3 a.m., he stood in front of the mirror. His eyes looked normal. Almost. But when he stared for more than a few seconds, a faint violet ring appeared in his pupils. He touched his chest, and for a second, he felt something buzzing beneath his skin, like a pulse that wasn't his heart. Jason turned to Zira, who sat cross-legged on her bed, eyes closed, surrounded by floating rings of light. She opened her eyes instantly. You feel it now, don't you? She asked quietly. Jason nodded. Inside me? It's not going away. Zira stood up. The energy is bonding with you faster than I expected. It means your mind is compatible. Compatible with what? Jason asked. Hey, what exactly am I turning into? Zira hesitated. Then she touched her floating device, and the air in the room shimmered. A holographic image appeared between them, an image of a human body slowly changing. You are becoming something. In between, she said. Not human, not fully. Of my kind? Something new? Jason stared at the hologram. His body was glowing in the image. Lines of energy spreading from his spine and chest. I didn't ask for this, Jason said. Zyra looked sad. Neither did I. He sat down. What does it mean? Am I going to die? Or become ... a monster? No, she replied. But you will not stay the same. Your mind will expand. You'll start to see the world differently. Feel things you've never felt before. Some of them may scare you. Jason looked out the window. The stars outside suddenly seemed closer, like they were watching him, and that's when it happened. His eyes went wide. For a brief moment, he saw something outside the window. A shadow floating across the sky. It wasn't a bird. It wasn't a plane. It had wings. But they were made of light. It was looking right at him. Jason jumped back. Zira rushed to him. What did you see? He pointed outside. Something flying, watching me. Zira's face turned pale. It's too early. They're already near. Who? The enforcer, Jason asked. Zira nodded. You can sense the energy inside. You now, and once they confirm the signal, they will come. Jason's mind raced. Then what do we do? How do we stop it? Zyra looked straight into his eyes. We don't stop it. We prepare. There's no going back. But maybe. Maybe you can survive. Jason took a deep breath. I don't want to hide, he said. Not anymore. If something's changing inside me, then I want to know what I'm becoming. Zyra studied him. That choice will make you stronger. But it will also make you a target. Jason stood up straight. Then teach me. Show me what I need to know. Zyra smiled softly. Then come. She opened her palm, and a swirling blue light appeared in the center. Jason reached out, and the moment he touched it, a blast of images exploded in his mind. Planets, stars, creatures beyond imagination. Ancient languages. A giant gate floating in space. Not in the center of it all himself. Not human. Alien. Something else. Asterisk series. My alien roommate accidentally saw me naked, and then something happened. Word count. Approximately 800. Jason followed Zyra through the dark campus. It was almost midnight, and the streets were quiet. No cars. No people. Just the sound of their footsteps and the soft hum of the glowing ring Zyra carried in her hand. Where are we going? Jason asked. Zyra didn't look back. To a place humans aren't supposed to see. Jason's heart beat faster. He was nervous, but also curious. Ever since he had seen her glowing form, his world had changed. He saw lights where there were none. Heard whispers and silence. Felt energy in the air like static before a storm. They stopped near the library. This is it? Jason whispered. A library? Zyra raised her glowing ring. It lit up with symbols Jason couldn't read. Then the air in front of them shimmered, like heat rising from a road. Slowly, the wall of the library rippled and became transparent. Behind it was something else. A staircase, floating in black space, spiraling downward into glowing mist. Jason stepped back. What is this place? Zyra looked at him. It's a hidden layer of your world built by my kind thousands of years ago. Earth is not just a planet. It's a meeting ground. A neutral zone for species across the galaxy. Jason was speechless. So, Earth has aliens walking around right now? Zyra nodded. Yes, but they are cloaked. Some are teachers, some are workers, some are watchers. You've probably seen them. You just didn't know. Jason stared down the stairs and were going. Where? Zyra stepped onto the staircase. To the Nexus, the place where our worlds connect. Jason followed her carefully. As they descended, the staircase floated through colors blue. Silver, gold, and strange patterns filled the air. Symbols moved like living creatures, whispering softly in Jason's mind. When they reached the bottom, Jason gasped. They stood in a giant underground chamber, but it didn't feel like Earth anymore. The sky above was purple. Stars moved slowly. Strange trees grew sideways, and floating stones circled around a glowing crystal in the center. It was beautiful and wrong, like a dream and a nightmare at the same time. "This is the Nexus," Zyra said. "Only those connected to the core energy can see it. You are now one of them." Jason looked at his hands. They glowed faintly again. He could feel the place, feel it inside his bones. "There's more like me?" he asked. Zyra nodded. "Rarely. Most humans break under the energy, but you're still stable. That's why the Enforcer will come. He'll see you as a threat." Jason looked at the glowing crystal. Pulsed, like a heart. "What is that?" Zyra's voice dropped to a whisper. "It's a memory core. It records every event that connects alien and human energy. We're going to use it to find out why you survived." She placed her hand on the crystal. "Ah!" "Touch it with me." Jason hesitated, then reached out. The moment their hands met the surface, everything exploded. Jason was no longer in his body. He was flying through stars, seeing past events. Ancient ships landing on Earth, alien warriors forming secret deals, boy him as a baby, glowing in a hospital crib, a woman with purple eyes kissing his forehead. Jason screamed and pulled back. He was back in the chamber. His chest was burning. Zyra was staring at him. "I saw it too." Jason's voice shook. "That woman, was she?" Zyra nodded. "Was one of us. A traveler. She left something inside you. That's why you're surviving the change." Jason fell to his knees. "My whole life has been a lie." "No," Zyra said gently. "It's just beginning." Suddenly, the air turned cold. The ground shook slightly. Zyra's ring flashed red. Jason stood up. "What's happening?" Zyra's eyes narrowed. "He's here." Jason looked around. Zyra's voice was barely a whisper now. "The Enforcer." Jason's heart raced. The chamber around them, the Nexus, was no longer calm and glowing. The air became heavy. The colors faded into gray. Zyra's floating ring pulsed blood red. "Jason," she said firmly, "you need to listen to me. Enforcer is not like anything you've seen before. He doesn't talk. He doesn't give warnings. He just erases." Jason swallowed hard. "You mean he kills?" Zyra nodded slowly. "He deletes anything that breaks the laws of the exchange, and right now, that's you." Jason backed away. "Then let's run." "No," Zyra said. "We don't run from an Enforcer. We hide. Or we mask your energy." Jason suddenly felt a sharp pain in his chest. He gasped, falling to his knees. "Zyra." His hands began to glow again, but not like before. This time, they were burning. Sparks flew from his fingers and danced in the air like fireflies gone mad. "The energy inside you is calling him," Zyra said. "You must calm it. Think of nothing. Clear your mind." Jason closed his eyes. He tried to breathe slowly, but it was hard. His head felt like it was full of lightning and thunder. Suddenly, they heard something, a clicking sound, soft at first, like sharp metal tapping stone. Zyra froze. Jason opened his eyes. "What is that?" "The Enforcer," Zyra said. "He's close." They moved fast, leaving the crystal behind and entering a narrow tunnel on the side of the Nexus. The walls were alive, pulsing softly with blue veins. The farther they went, the darker it got. Then, the light behind them disappeared. Jason looked back and saw him, tall, shadowy. His body looked like dark glass, with burning red veins inside. He had no face, just a glowing crack across the front of his head, like a broken mask, and his arms were long, too long with fingers like sharp knives. Jason couldn't breathe. Zyra pulled him. "Don't look into his light. He reads minds through fear." But Jason couldn't stop staring. The Enforcer tilted his head slightly. Jason suddenly felt like his memories were being pulled fast, like someone was flipping through every second. Of his life, his parents, his childhood, the moment he saw Zyra's true form. "Gone," Zyra screamed. Breaking the moment, she held up her ring and spoke a command in her native language. A flash of blue energy blasted down the tunnel, knocking the Enforcer Back a few steps. Run. Jason obeyed. They sprinted through the tunnel, twisting and turning. The enforcer didn't chase fast, but somehow his presence kept getting closer. It was like he bent space around him. Suddenly they entered a round chamber with strange glowing stones floating midair. Zira pointed to one. Grab it. Jason reached out. The stone was warm, most alive. The moment he touched it, the world spun. A portal opened beneath them. They fell through it. Darkness, and then light. Jason hit the ground hard. He opened his eyes to see trees, real trees, grass, stars above. They were back on the university campus behind the old gym. Zira landed beside him, breathing hard. Her glow was dim now. Did we lose him? Jason asked. Coughing, Zira looked around. Not for long. That portal will only delay him. Jason stood slowly. So what do we do now? Zira touched his chest gently. We prepare. The more the energy grows in you, the more he will chase you. But soon, you won't have to run. Jason frowned. Why not? Because she said soon, you'll be strong enough to fight him. Jason looked at his hands. They were still glowing, but now the glow felt steady. Like it wasn't trying to escape him anymore. It was becoming part of him. For the first time, Jason felt in control. Then something in the sky moved. A shadow. The enforcer wasn't gone. He was above them, watching Asterisk series. My alien roommate accidentally saw me naked, and then something happened. Word count. 800. Jason ran through the dark forest behind the university. Branches slapping against his face, feet thudding hard on the cold ground. Zira followed close behind, her glowing ring blinking rapidly in her hand. Where are we going? He gasped, struggling to keep up. To the gateway, Zira shouted. Before he reaches it, behind them, the air crackled. A loud hum filled the sky, low and sharp, like a giant insect. The enforcer was flying above, hidden in clouds. His red energy pulsed through the night, searching, sensing. Jason's chest ached. His skin buzzed with power again, glowing softly under his shirt. He knew the enforcer could feel it. He was like a walking signal. We can't keep running like this, Jason said. Zira turned sharply, leading him down a slope toward an old, abandoned greenhouse. Weeds grew through its broken floor, and vines wrapped around shattered glass. Inside, Zira stopped. She placed the glowing ring on a cracked tile in the middle of the floor. She spoke 5 strange words in her language. The ground shook. A spiral of light opened beneath them, a circle made of floating alien symbols. Jason's mouth dropped open. That's a portal? Zira nodded. One of the oldest. It leads to the in-between places, locations across galaxies that only a few know about. Jason hesitated. Is it safe? Zira looked at him. You want to stay here and ask questions or survive? Jason took a breath. Right, let's go. They stepped into the light and vanished. The next moment, Jason stumbled out onto a floating stone platform surrounded by stars. He gasped. There was no ground, no sky, just millions of glowing orbs drifting through space, each one showing different. Sin's alien cities, burning suns, strange creatures swimming through the stars. Zira stood calmly, like she had been here before. Where are we? Jason whispered. This is the Axis Path, she said. A secret route between worlds. My people used it long ago, before the Council banned it. Jason looked around. The platform drifted slowly forward, pulled by invisible force. Can he follow us here? Zira looked uncertain. He shouldn't. But the enforcer is not bound by the same laws anymore. He's evolved. Jason stared at her. What do you mean? Zira paused. There are rumors that he absorbed other forms of energy, that he no longer follows orders, that he hunts not just to protect rules, but to destroy anything that changes them. Jason clenched his fists. Then I really am a target. You are something more now, she said softly. You carry 2 worlds inside you. It makes you dangerous to both. Suddenly, the platform jolted. Jason nearly fell off the edge. The orbs around them flickered, dimmed, then turned red. No, Zyra breathed. A crack opened in space, sharp black and bleeding red light. From it stepped the Enforcer. But something was different now. He was larger. His limbs were sharper, more twisted. His energy burned darker than before. And behind him floated another figure. Jason froze. Who is that? The second being stepped forward. It looked like a shadow of Zyro, same glowing patterns, same purple eyes, but darker, colder. Zyra's voice trembled. It's my sister. Jason stared at her. You have a sister? I thought she was gone, Zyra whispered. She was taken by the Enforcer years ago, but now she's become like him. The Shadow Sister raised her hand. Her voice echoed. In the air like ice, the boy must be erased. He is the bridge that was never meant to exist. Jason stepped forward. Not a mistake. I didn't ask for this, but I won't run anymore. The Enforcer raised his hand. A wave of red light shot toward Jason. Zyra screamed. No. Jason threw his arms forward and everything exploded. A shield burst from Jason's body, glowing gold and white. It smashed the red wave midair and pushed it back like a thunderstorm hitting a wall. Jason looked at his hands. Did I just do that? Zyra's eyes widened. Your hybrid form is stabilizing. You're beginning to control it. Jason felt stronger than ever, like his blood was filled with fire and light at the same time. The Enforcer stepped back. Surprised, the Shadow Sister frowned. Interesting. Jason raised his hand toward them. I'm done running. You want to erase me? Come try. The Enforcer lunged forward, and the stars blinked. Asterisk. The stars trembled. Jason stood on the edge of the floating platform, both hands glowing with a mix of gold and white energy. In front of him, the Enforcer charged like a storm of living metal and fury, while Zyra's Shadow Sister hovered nearby. Her eyes locked on Jason's soul. Zyra shouted, Jason, listen to me. Don't fight him with anger. He feeds on fear and rage. But it was too late. The Enforcer struck. Jason raised his arms. Their energies collided, red against white, and the platform cracked beneath their feet. Floating orbs shattered around them like glass bubbles, showing scenes of galaxies blinking out. The force pushed Jason back. Pain burning through his chest. His mind screamed. His blood felt like it was boiling. You cannot exist, the Shadow Sister hissed, floating above him. You are chaos to the balance, a mistake of flesh and light. Jason gritted his teeth. Maybe I am chaos. Didn't choose this. You made me run. You tried to erase me. He stood slowly. Now I choose. He looked at Zyra. I need your help. Zyra's eyes softened. She flew to him, placing her hand over his heart. Then open the rest of your core. Don't fight the change. Embrace it. Jason nodded, and then it happened. His body lit up, not just glowing, but changing. His bones shimmered under his skin. Patterns moved across his arms like living circuits. Wings of light unfolded from his back, part energy, part matter. The Enforcer paused. Even the Shadow Sister whispered, It's impossible. Jason hovered in the air now, eyes shining with power. I am not human. I am not alien. I am both, and I am done being hunted. He raised one hand toward the Enforcer. This time, didn't strike with force. He struck with memory. Images flew out of Jason's hand, his mother smiling. His first birthday, his first moment seeing Zyra. Laughter, pain, hope. The energy hit. The Enforcer, like a storm of emotion. The Enforcer screamed not in anger, but confusion. He stumbled back as cracks appeared in his dark armor. Red light poured out of him like bleeding time. Jason moved forward, calm and glowing. You erased lives, but you forgot what makes them matter. The Enforcer fell to one knee, trembling, then slowly, he faded. Not in death, but in peace. The glowing crack on his mask closed. His form turned into soft white light, and with one last pulse, he vanished into the stars. Silence, the platform stopped shaking. Zyra stared, stunned. You set him free. Jason nodded slowly. He wasn't a monster. He was a prisoner of old rules, just like I almost was. But there was one more, the Shadow Sister hissed. You broke the laws. You united what was never meant to join. Day! Jason looked at her. Maybe it was meant. Maybe that's why I survived. Maybe that's why I saw Zyra. Zyra stepped forward. Sister, don't do this. You still have your own light. But the shadow shook her head. No, I gave mine away long ago. She raised her hand. But before she could attack, Jason reached out, took her hand gently. He didn't use power. He used kindness. And for one long second, she froze. Then she looked down at her own hand. It was glowing faintly. Her eyes filled with tears. Just for a moment, and she disappeared into mist. Jason and Zyra were left alone. The floating stars around them turned gold. Jason exhaled slowly. Is it over? Zyra nodded. For now. Jason looked at his hands. The glow remained, but no longer burned. Zyra touched his arm. You're the first bridge. The first step toward something new. The council will try to stop it. Others may fear it, but some will follow. Jason smiled. Then we lead. A portal opened in front of them. Behind it, Earth waited, same campus, same buildings, but somehow it felt different now. Jason looked at Zyra. Roommates again, she smiled. If we survive the final exams, they laughed and stepped through the portal together.